but how do you manage a high-level person? Because that's one of the things that I think all of us struggle with in business is that, if you have a low-level employee, and I'm not talking about the pay, I'm talking about the quality of the person in a sense. It's frustrating to have low-level people because they're not going to achieve as much, and that sucks. But when you have a high-level person, they're going to achieve great things. But sometimes it's hard to rein them in. It's hard to hold them back. It's like we call them this word, the Mavericks. Mm-hmm. The Mavericks. I have one or two myself, and they can be difficult to manage at times. They can be big-headed at times. They can be full of themselves, egotistic, and it's our job to kind of shape that into true, humble, quality person. Is there anything that you think is important when you are dealing with these high-level people that you've learned helps?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's two things that come to mind. One that I think is the most important, the most difficult, is actually caring enough about the person to do the hard things, to say the hard things. Because I start to get in my own way where I'm like, oh, I don't want to say this because now they're going to think that I'm just doing it because I want to make more money for the company. It's like, no, dude, I'm to the point now where I don't care about making more money. Yes. I've made a lot of money, I have a lot of money. I don't care anymore. I'm now helping them to reach their potential and reach their goals, and it's like, dude, honestly, I would shut the whole thing down. If there was nobody there and it was not about the people, I would just shut it down and be like, all right, dude, we got our rentals, we're freaking solid, I'm going to go live my life. But I care enough about the people, so that's number one, is they need to know that you care more about their growth than they do, and you have to be willing to say those things.
Yes.
The other thing that I've told multiple different leaderships, and this is a very hard thing for people to understand, is people like that do not want to be managed, they want to be inspired. And so the only way to inspire somebody is by doing the things that you believe that they should be doing, and so they're going to lead by example. So there's no way that they will follow you if you are not doing what you say, and they see it. And that's the hardest part, is when you're in a business, they see you every day.
Yes.
They know what you do. So if you're saying things and then you're not doing it, they will know.
Yes.
And it will affect them, it'll affect you, it'll affect the whole entire culture. So the most important thing is going to be how you lead yourself and how you show up, and that you better be saying what you're actually doing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like I said, I agree completely. Like I said, we are the embodiment of almost the reflection of what they could become if they do what we tell them to do. Because why would we tell them to do this if it weren't going to become something better?
Yeah.
But you see so many business owners having problems, but at the same time, do they walk the walk?
Yeah.
Are their employees, it's like the fat football coach who's blowing the whistle and telling you to run, and in your head you can't help but you couldn't do this.
Right.
And there's no inspiration there. But if you have this massive buff football coach and he's running faster than you are, you're like, oh my gosh, I better go.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing, because what I've realized now too is that I used to think of myself as the quarterback of the whole entire company. And so all right, dude, I'm the quarterback. I got to be out there on the field, and I got to show them that I can work as hard and all that stuff. That's not necessarily true either.
Yeah.
To where it's dude, I can't continue to be on the field because now I'm not seeing what's going on. I'm not seeing what the other team's doing. I'm now blinded, and I'm not doing my job, my responsibility. So what I found is my job is the coach.
Yes.
And also I have to be in integrity with either what I did do or what I did to get there, because this is my biggest realization that I just came to, is I keep coaching these people based on where I'm at today. Mm-hmm. Well, they're not where I'm at today. And so I'm telling them things that's you're not even at that step, and I'm telling you step 10 when you're not even at step 3 yet.
Yes.
And so it's very difficult for me because I want them to be there and I want to take them with me, but I'm giving them so much information that now they're getting confused thinking about, and it kind of spins their wheels to where I'm like, dude, let's worry about step 1, because I've been where you're at and I know the trajectory, but I give bad advice sometimes.
You don't want the new employee trying to act as if he has the 7-figure salary. He's already been doing this for 10 years. It is hard to, I don't know if you've ever dealt with this with your employees, I don't know the right way to put this, but I guess to come across to them the work that has been done to create the foundation that they have. So for me, I've ran my business for coming up on, or just passing, 11 years. So, and obviously most of which was unsuccessful until maybe 6 or 7 years ago. But when you're expressing to one of your employees, I was doing this when you were in middle school.
Right.
You went to middle school, high school, some college. I was doing this that whole time, and then the time in between. And when you're dealing with this, do you find it's good to express to your employees what you have done, or do you think it's simply better to focus on what's happening right now?
It depends on the situation, and it depends on where they're at and where you think is going to help them. I think you got to use whatever's necessary, because you're right, dude. These people do get big egos, big heads, and then they're like, dude, I built this company.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see if the company survives without you. And that happened with Andrew. Andrew thought that, dude, I'm going to go do this by myself. And I'm like, dude, I commend you for it, and go do it. And do I think you can make more money? Yes. Do I think you're going to be happy, fulfilled, and live the life you want? No, he ended up not making as much money, and it was not happy. He was not happy. So he comes back and he freaking is on fire. He was making more money than he's ever made, and now he's about to hit the $1 million mark.
Yes.
So it's just crazy. But yes, I think that you have to tell them whatever's needed at the time to remind them of like the truth.
Yeah.
That's it. The truth and love. Like that's what the Bible always talks about, is giving the truth with love. And I believe in doing that. Like, hey, all this stuff, remind them of what happened.